G'day, my name's Darryl Webb. Today we're going to have a good look at the ThermTec Cyclone, and this one is, the model number is 325. So it's got a 384 sensor with a 25mm lens. I've done a initial impressions and unboxing video. This one's going to be looking at its features, how it works on Wi-Fi and for scanning, but how it performed in the field. So you'll see lots of footage of it being used, and we'll talk about who this is for and what I've really found now that I've been using it for a few months, what it does well. So when you get this, it's pretty much in this box. So forest target outline, some of its specs, 3-second startup, sub 20 millikelvin, it's portable, 10-hour battery life, and then of course you got a user manual, which is actually a very good user manual, shows you everything you need to know. Little thank you so much order card. You get a dual slot USB charger in there, you get some USB-C cords, you get a cleaning cloth, you get a little warning card, and you get the device itself. Now I'll just show you quickly on the device. So it's pretty much got the diopter adjustments there, a nice soft rubber eye cup, it has got a spot for a lanyard, it's got a USB-C port here so you can charge the batteries up in it and also transfer your video files and that to your PC. It's got the 4 buttons, power button, an up and down button, a menu button. You can get to everything from that nice and quick, and they're pretty damn quiet. On the bottom it has a little tripod mount, which is very handy for remote mounting it, and then you've got this little guy which I quite like. You can just quickly swap a standard 18650 battery, which is super handy because they're easy to get and it's very, very fast to change. So yeah, that's what you sort of get in there. Oh, and the focus is by this. Something different on this one. This model, it caught me off guard a little bit. I would have guessed this is a more entry-level model, but now that I've used it, its specs are really high-end with what I would call the mid-range sensor, the 384 sensor. So we'll talk about what it's actually aimed at. This has got a description straight from them. Cyclone thermal monocular featuring high thermal sensitivity ensures perfect detail recognition even in the hardest weather conditions. It definitely does that. When the object and background are within minimal temperature differences. Moreover, using Cyclone series thermal monocular includes several benefits over night observation with traditional optics or even night vision devices. The device avails its prominent features dominating various applying occasions like rescuing, night hunting, hiking and exploration. That's a very broad description, but they're features that they want to point out. It's got a 384 by 288 sensor with a net D less than 20 millikelvin. That's right up there with the best of the millikelvin, so it really notices those fine details. It's got great handheld ergonomics designed for a perfect operating experience. Silent buttons with no noise, that's true. Various color palettes for customizable use. Yeah, the palettes is literally a one press. You just go through them really fast. You don't have to go any menus. It's got an advanced AI algorithm suitable for diverse distant measurements, simultaneously incomparable simple UI interface. I agree with a lot of that. There was one thing that was a little bit of a con. You can adjust, like, I guess the gain, the sensitivity, the contrast. You can change that really on the fly, and it is handy to be able to do. But you do have to actually go in the full menu to do that, which was a little bit, I thought at the start was a little bit of a bummer. But then using it, I have noticed that it has in its description, what do they call it here? Advanced algorithm, suitable for diverse distant measurements, simultaneously incomparable simple UI interface. That advanced AI algorithm is actually there. So if, for instance, if a bit of fog rolls in or something, you'll notice that for a minute it will be, you've lost a bit of sensitivity because of the fog, but then it starts to come back. It does actually sort of adjust the fine-tuned settings by itself, and it does work. So the fact that the how to change the contrast and that is in the menus doesn't actually matter, because in the end I didn't really use them on this model. It's got up to it's got 32 gigabyte storage for storing your photos and videos in there. It's got a 1024 by 768 resolution with a 0.39 inch OLED display. It's a very nice display. 3 types of digital zoom available. Fast boot within 3 seconds. I find when you push the button in, there's a little delay, then the screen lights up. Once it lights up, it's within 3 seconds. But yes, it has got a very fast startup. It seems longer than 3 seconds, but it's very fast. Replaceable lithium-ion batteries provide up to 10 hours of continuous work. Yep, the runtime out of them is great. When I turn Wi-Fi on, the battery goes a little bit faster, but just using it as a handheld device and not Wi-Fiing it to a screen, remote mounted, the battery life is fantastic. Take out two 18650s with you and you got all night covered, no worries. And it's got a variety of imaging modes, including forest, target, and outline. I guess I actually haven't used them that much. I did play around with them. It's just, there'll be different conditions when they will make something pop that doesn't in the condition, in the whatever setting you've got it normally. So they are handy to have. I haven't had to use them yet. Even in fog and that, I found the standard ones quite good. I thought I'd just quickly show you the Wi-Fi. So you turn the Wi-Fi on the device, you connect it to your phone or your tablet. Connect the device. So it connects to the device, and then you're able to obviously get the files that are on this onto your phone, and then you can also use it as a firmware updates, and you've got ballistic calculations in there, but you can also do a live view. So just to show you that, hoping you can see that on there. I just want to really, actually I'll bring it in close. I just want to show you the latency. So it's like move, 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 move. There's not much latency there, so it is actually more than capable of being used as a wireless remote mounted. It does have the USB-C port, so if you're worried about battery life, you can hardwire it for the USB-C to keep the battery life going. But as far as latency, it's very minimal, and I found no dramas with it to use it as a remote mounted with no hardwiring. Pros and cons. Start with cons. It's really simple. The only thing I found that I actually genuinely didn't like about this is I don't like the lens cap. It's quite firm to get off, and it's actually a bit of a pain to get back on. Like, you can do it, but it does go on, but it's way firmer than it needs to be. I found in the end, I kept on sticking it in my pocket without putting the cap on, which I don't like to do because if you scratch the lens, it's not great. But I just, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I could manipulate the cap or something. I just found that I don't like the lens cap much. It's a very small con, but it's there, so I'll let you know. Pros, things that would definitely stand out about it for me was the Wi-Fi is quite good. There's very, very little latency. There is a little tiny bit like most units, but some things you can't use. There's too much lag. There's too much latency between if you remote this on a spotlight handle and then you're watching it through a tablet or a phone inside the vehicle. There's a bit of lag. This one, it's very small, so it's very usable for that. I had no drama because it's got this lovely big flat spot. I put a quick release mount on there. I stick it on top of my spotlight handle, and I use it remote going back to a tablet. So the app and this device with its Wi-Fi speed transfer data is really good. So it's very, very suitable for that purpose. The fact that you can charge it up, which is nice, that you can actually just plug a USB-C in and top it up. So if all of a sudden you're going to go for 20 minutes without using it, just plug it in without changing batteries in it. It actually charges the battery into the device, as well as being able to remove it and charge it in a separate charger. So I thought that was nice. Charging options are handy. The one-touch pellets, you can go through them quickly. That was a very nice feature. I like it. It was really, really fast to change pellets and record. The stop starting and recording is quite simple. It's just a long press on the menu button and it will start recording video. A short press, it records, takes a photo. So they're things that I guess were important to me. You can also just one press the button and it goes into, I guess, standby mode. The screen that goes dark, that prolongs life. And then the other one is its size. So, like, normally I have a lanyard around my neck and everything like that. This guy is just so small, I stick it in my pocket, like, its size, it's just that, I don't know, I guess it's about the size of a packet of, 40 cigarettes or something like that. It's just, yeah, it's I haven't got huge hands, but it's just really neat in the hand. And when you spend a lot of hours on them and they're in and out of the pockets and things like that, that's worth mentioning. So yeah, that's my pros and cons. Conclusion. I'm lucky enough that I get to use them different ways. I do like commercial shooting, pest control, hunting, trapping programs, baiting programs. So I do a lot of open field work and things like that. And this guy is definitely very suitable for that. But I hunt for enjoyment. I go hunting for the table. So quite often I'll go and do a bit of traditional deer stalking. And now that deer stalking legally in New South Wales and Victoria, you can actually use a thermal handheld device. I've been taking thermals with me because even in the daylight, typically you use a small pair of binoculars looking through a flicker of an ear or something. When you give a quick scan with a thermal, even in daylight, on a cool day in a forest, you'll see that half a head or a bit of a bum much quicker with a thermal than you do binoculars. So I've been really, really happy with it for doing a dual role. So I won't say it's the perfect for every scenario. But I don't think this has got one, it's not specialised for one area. It's not made with a huge wide field of view with a large lens for spotting rabbits at 400 metres in an open field. You might not see them with this. With a 25mm lens, it's small animals you're going to have to be a bit closer, sort of with inside 200 metres, I guess. And larger animals, obviously, still got long range. And I think this is what this one's made to do. It's trying to be a little bit of everything. It's not fantastic at any one type of shooting, but it does a good job of all of them. I was able to mount it and use it as a general scanner. It's very, very easy to mount. It's got a nice flat base with its tripod adapter on there. So you can mount it to a handle easy and use it remote to a screen. But also with its small pocket carry, it was great for general purpose hunting. Its base mag, it's sort of that 2.4, 2.5. The base mag is a good all-rounder. As I said, it's not crazy wide because so you can get a little bit more distance, a bit more detailed distance, but it's not too, it's not a 4-time base mag. So I sort of found it it's a bit of a compromise on lots of things, but in all, it was very, very suitable for a general purpose hunting out of the car spotlighting type scenario, or also sticking it in your pocket and going up into the hills. If you're sitting on a gully and on the other side of the hill, you've got distance between 400 metres, you have to say 800 metres or 1,000 metres. If there's deer over there bedded, you're going to see them with this. And well, you'll be able to see there's a big hot blob over there. You'll know what it is. But and I think that's it. That's what this one's aimed at. It's aimed at a bit of everything, and I think it does it quite well. So yeah, I'd be more than happy to recommend this as a good general purpose unit. And as a general purpose unit, I think it does very well, all of them. Because as I said, when you look at its specs and you're looking at, it's sort of that sub 20 millikelvin, this is a bit of a jump up than some of the older models. In situations where there's lots of targets that are hot, like maybe hot rocks or tree stumps or things like that, I was able to notice small variations in between, like a rabbit and the, and say for instance, he had a post right behind him. Some of the older models, I didn't always notice that. They didn't stick out very well. But in this, I was actually able to notice, even with its 384 sensor compared to a 640 sensor like I typically use, I was able to pick these up quicker. So, and that's where I was alluding to, saying that it's a mid-range sensor, but it's high-end specs. This is definitely not a beginner unit. This is a very, very capable unit that's aimed for professional use, no doubt about it. And I think anyone who buys it as a general purpose unit would be very happy with it. And yeah, I guess that's it. That's my conclusion. All right, I'll leave some links down below for where you can check these guys out. I'll leave a link to the ThermTec site, and I'll also leave a link to maybe somewhere where you can buy it here in Australia. And on that note, if you like this video and like these type of reviews, give us a thumbs up. And if you want to see more of this type of stuff, hit the subscribe button. And bye for now.